Hi, this is Dreaming Sheep, and welcome to episode 18 of Sheep's Nearly Vanilla Experience. I think today is going to be the catch-up episode. Not catch-up like tomato sauce or mustard, but catch-up like let's try and get some projects finished that really should have been done a while ago. So first things first, I gave the Wither Spawner another attempt. And I think it's working. So I've used redstone lamps just as testing, and the way I test, I hit the button and you should see they all go on in sequence. These three have to trigger after these four, and I'm doing one at a time just so that they don't quasi-connectively power each other. It's a really weird thing. So what I've noticed is the first four down here, the soul sound ones, I can have on a 5-tick delay. So this is a sequencer from RF Tools, and the way it works is any white cube is a redstone signal, any black cube is no redstone signal. So for example, if I set this to a 15 length pulse, and then I did that one and that one and that one, then on tick 5, 10, 11, and 14, if I'm right, 12, yeah, you'll get redstone pulses going out. This one would be for 2 ticks, this is 1 tick, this is 1 tick. Okay, I'm just going to set this back to 5. So by having it on 5, I get 4 ticks with no signal, and then 1 tick with 1 signal. Right now, if I do it for more than 1 redstone tick, it tries to place multiple blocks. Doesn't really work very well. So for example, when the skulls get placed, it'll place another skull because it turns into a wither. But what I've also found out, so we got 5 tick for that one. For the skulls, I have to set it to 6 ticks. So if we drop this down to 5, and let's drop all of these down. That's just these 3 for the 3 skulls. And I can actually show you what the problem is, right? So if we do this, you can see it pulses all of those, and then these get stuck, right? And different redstone pulses, everything means more and less of these get stuck. But what happens is when you have one of these block places, it is constantly trying to place a block. So if I try and place, so if we had, actually I can kind of demonstrate it. Let's try this. Let's go with the block breaker. And we'll use the stone burnt. Why not, right? And we switch it on. Places one as you'd expect. And if I break it, it's not doing it because there's a block update. But it would continue to try and place one effectively, which is not what we need. So I am going to set these all back to 6 again. Sorry, I would cut this, but let's be honest, it's only a few seconds. It's not like it's a long wait. There we go. And then if we dig up our redstone lamps and place the block breakers back down, these guys come up. If you're wondering, this is a wireless redstone sort of system. So there's a transmitter there and there's a receiver underneath each of these. And I've basically got one for everything. So you can see at the very top, you can't see it now, but up here, it'll say channel 1 to whatever. So channel 2, channel 3, channel 4, all the way up to 7. Just so we've got each one firing on its own pulse, really. So let's drop some stuff in here. Let's do 3, so we can do 1. Oh yeah, we don't really want you in there anymore. We can do a stack of each in each. Where is the soul sand? And I'm going to test this kind of, I guess not really live, but live. And if it works, we should just get a wither without any other blocks remaining on the ground. No. You can see the problem. Right, tested perfectly, doesn't work. I don't understand. So I will go and increase that tick delay. Let's just get rid of you. Yeah, wither killing's pretty quick. You should see when that combo level's high. So all I'm going to do now is come along and increase the delay over here on each of these. And then I'll test it again and again and again and again and again and again and again until it's all done. Fun times, right? Let's try again. Yeah, see. This is why I've do not have an automated system working yet. But I'm going to keep testing a little bit. Yeah. And I'll be back if I can successfully do it. Okay, I think I have a working solution. It's been quite a while. Lots of testing. I've gone with like piston extenders to get like a monopulse, like single tick pulses and all that. It turns out, yeah, I think the easiest way is just to break the skulls. Now, if I leave a skull here, it gets messed up. If I leave one there, it's fine. Who figures? I did finally remember why it's a problem. I did know what the problem was, I just couldn't remember it. What's happening is, as this wireless redstone receiver is powering the block placer, it's quasi-powering this block placer. So both of them are powered, and that's at that single tick. So the wither spawns, and then they both place another block or skull. So yeah. Now I did look at doing a block breaker underneath this skull, but to power it would mean having one of the other block breakers, block placers, permanently powered as well. So it didn't really make a whole load of sense to do that. And under the block breaker is simply a chest, which I can't open because of the block breaker, and a transfer node that just transfers the skull back into the block placer. Simple as that, kind of. I'm just going to fill this up. I heard it do something. And yeah, we can give this another go. How's there... I feel like it's like... Oh. So... 45, 46... Yeah, so this should be one lower because there's one there. You should actually be on a lot less. You should be on 46 as well. Yeah. So everything's on 46, 46, 46, and 45. Let's trigger you, and we should get a wither. There we go, and a rapid breaking of the wither skull. Yeah. If you figured it out from the tone of my voice, I think I just found something out, and I'm not sure what to do about it. But if we summon another one just to show that it is working, there we go, it does the same thing again. Now, in theory, 44 in each. Sounds right, 43 in that one. Let me just kill this guy so we can get some peace and quiet. It doesn't take too long, luckily. There we go. So yeah, 44 in each of these, right? 44, 43, and 44? No. No. Yeah. I might have a dupe. Okay. Right, what I'll end up doing... I have no idea. We'll figure it out, right? There will definitely be a trash can in here to delete some of these skulls. But if I was completely honest, I don't know how I can do it without like keeping this from falling up permanently. Yeah. Because it's always going to replace this first. Because if I just break one and put them all in the trash can, I'm going to lose like at least one skull every time, I suspect. I don't know. But yeah, let's cover this all up. Let's make our island go back to what it used to look like. Oh, no more broken everything here. I can't actually remember exactly where all of the blocks were. Yeah, there was like 3 there. You come down to, is it there? Or is it 1 over? It's 1 over, I think. I think that's where it is. There we go. So now that we've got this kind of looking like what it used to look like, and this can all be moved at some point, or made different, I think might be a better option. But you've probably seen in the background, this hill's a bit smaller. Yeah. I've cut it down. Whoa, flying is too fast. I need to change my flight ring. I've cut it down just because it feels a lot better from here. I'll probably do the same to that side. and knock this all down, remove these and the Klein bottle. I need to do something nice with the Klein bottle. I wish this model was a bit smaller though. My only critique, like in your inventory, it's a good little size there. Even in your hand, perfect. And then you put it down and it's this really, really big tech model. Don't really like it. I've also started work on finally finishing up a bit of something at spawn. I wanted to single jump there and it did a double. I'm not sure about it. Obviously. My initial idea was to just have like these arches going over the top. And I thought, oh, I could just do a little arch over here and then I could join the arches. And yeah, I might do some more with it at the top. I'm not entirely sure. This will all be changed to smooth stone to match with this, and then some sort of work put into it just to make it a little bit better. But I imagine during the next cut scene, you will see what that will look like. So until then, I'm going to spend a few days playing Minecraft without recording. I've got, I think, 3 or 4 episodes in sort of my backlog, so I'm in no rush. And I want to get some of this done. I want to build the giant tree over on the island down there, the Tinker's Island. So yeah. Not rushing. Glad I have a backlog. Zazra still wants to do the end of the Twilight Forest, so we might do that. That tends to be an episode or 2, pretty easily recorded. So no stress whatsoever. So we'll catch you, for you, in a few seconds. For me, probably a few days. And we're back. So it's actually been like an entire month nearly, I think, since we last did any work on the server. Yeah, I haven't really played that much. I've had a lot of other things I'm sort of on the go and in my real world, real life, personal life type thing. So bits have been done, bits have not been done. I can't actually remember. I think we went over the wither spawner type thing a few seconds ago for you, so it's probably easy to remember. I can't remember if I covered it up at least, but I'm pretty sure we covered spawning withers and how this is now working. Other things that have been done is a bit of progress to spawn. You can see I added a little bit to the top of the pillars. I don't really like it. I wanted to go all the way around on the 2 sides instead of like kind of down the back. But it would hang over the edge and it didn't seem like that would be the right thing to do. So this will probably be revisited somehow, maybe brought down and a little bit bigger. But I wanted to at least have something in place for the moment. You can also see the center of spawn has changed quite a bit. We've lost the little peaks that went over the middle. I didn't really like them in the end, and they were very hard to figure out what to do with. I built a kind of ceiling that went around the middle. Didn't really like it. So literally like an hour ago, probably less, I thought, well, why not just make a tunnel type thing with leaves? And I actually really like this. Whether anything will change, I can't guarantee, but I definitely think this is an improvement to what was there before. The only problem is I can't walk out of this gap now. So the waystone will have to move. I don't know where it's going to move to yet, but once it has moved, it'll probably be moved again whenever I get around to actually making a house. The hole down here has been filled in. This is where the chicken spawner used to be. That sort of hole down there, the lava hole. It just works a lot better. You know, there was a big hole down here. Didn't really flow nicely, so it has been removed. It has also made me think I need to extend the whole base of this island and start sculpting it, which will take quite a long time, but another project that needs to really be done. I don't think anything has changed up the top here. There's a couple of extra things lying around, just where I've needed to do something, like this is now the chicken eggs, and this is part of a project that's going on in my inventory at the moment. You'll also notice, this is how long it's been. I've actually now got 34 octuple compressed cobblestone. My intentions were only to ever get about 6, so yeah. And each of these can just be crafted directly into bedrock. Yeah, should be another recipe. There we go, straight into bedrock. So that could be used for a bit of pranking, maybe, Zazra, even though he won't let me prank him, which is kind of disappointing. But Other than that, maybe some more bedrock armor, or I can change this into an actual bedrock cube instead. Although I do like the blue. Yeah, it's also might move. Who knows? We'll see what happens, really. Other things that have happened. I did a sample miniature tree. This is like my first attempt at it. Just threw something together, and I gotta be honest, I feel a little bit big-headed saying this, but I really like it. It's got a little bit of root that kind of comes up and goes down. I could add some more detail at the bottom. You can see this is all nice. Well, not really nicely. Again, in my opinion, nicely detailed, that it's not completely even, although this level seems to be. But it does change shape. Like down here, it goes down a little bit, whereas it's still up here. You know, little things. So there's a bit of like texture depth to it. It did originally have the jungle leaves. I'm missing some jungle leaves. Yeah. Okay. I'll get that fixed at some point. But it did have the jungle leaves, and then as soon as I put this in, it kind of just disappeared into the game a little bit too much. So I went with purple, and I actually really like that purple with the acacia wood. I don't know why, but that seems to work for me. You know, leave a comment below, think if you agree or disagree. It's always nice to have some feedback and any ideas. As to what will go into the other 3 corners, I could do some more trees. That might be what happens. I was thinking about doing a water fountain somewhere around here. And I did ask Zazra if he wanted to do any of them. He seems to have politely declined the offer, shall we say. He's, I think, a bit too worried that the look he'll go for, or what he might build, wouldn't be quite the same. But I don't really have a problem with that. I kind of feel like I'm happy for him to have a quadrant somewhere in like the direction of his base, which I think is down that way. I can't... Let's have a look. Yeah, so he's down this way. So like if he had this little quadrant to himself to design something, that might be quite nice. It'll be like follow Zazra's quadrant to get to Zazra's base. Just my thoughts. You know, he'll probably watch this video and I might change his mind, but I kind of doubt it. Other things, we have a mega tree. I built a tree. So I've been building trees for the last couple of days. When I've actually had time to be on here. I think my daughter's actually played more Minecraft in the last 3 days than I have. And yeah, that's kind of embarrassing for me. But she's enjoying it, and I've got loads of other things I'm doing really, or should be doing as well. But this was just cobbled together. You can see I've got little lava source blocks here. The reason for that is it's so far up that there's no lighting and mobs will spawn. But this produces just enough light and interference with this block that nothing will spawn there now. And it's, you know, from like down below, you don't see it's there. I feel that's better than having torches stuck around everywhere. I feel like I did have to put torches somewhere though. I did change this quite a few times. So there were torches in some spots, but obviously I've managed to work around them and clean it up. And this does go all the way to the top. It is a full tree. It took a long time. Not so much just building it. The building it took a while, don't get me wrong, but the gathering of leaves and wood were quite a lot more than I expected. I had a tree farm going on this entire section down here, just solid. Every second block was a tree trunk with leaves growing out of it, and I had to do that a couple of times, as well as one over this side. So yeah, massively underestimated what was necessary for this. I think that kind of covers everything I've done in the last month. It's really not been a lot. Again, I haven't played a lot. Oh, there is one more thing. I've managed... Well, Zazra and I last night, when I finished the tree, had a little bit of a session of trying to complete advancements. So yeah, redstone is done. The nether is done. The end is done. Exhausting the elytra, that was actually really annoying. I did it before I had flight, if I remember correctly. I can't really remember. No, I did have flight. So we flew up really, really high into the sky and then just like switched the elytra on and glided down. Mining is complete. RF tools has not really been touched. We have the dimensional shards because they actually spawn in the nether and the end as well. So we've got that. I haven't really done anything else in here. I don't know which of these are available. That one I'll probably do today, actually. I've got one in my inventory. Anyway, farming is done. This has been one of the worst ones to do for me because you have to like breed all 12 different types of animals. That's like donkeys, mules, horses, ocelots, wolves, lots of really random things, llamas as well, which are quite hard to find. And then there was one of them is basically like eating every food type. So we actually ended up going into the player data files just to see what we had and hadn't done, and found out some interesting stuff. Some of the like advancements have some things that we couldn't figure out, but then when you read what it actually is in the files, it's not too bad. That took a long time, using up a diamond hoe. I basically just found a patch of grass and hoed it over and over again, as like away from water, so it would turn back to dirt. But yeah, achievable. Combat is complete. Another somewhat difficult one with the... where was it? This one? Yeah, hunting all types of animals with your bow. Again, it's sort of just knowing what you have and haven't done. Kill an invisible spider. Just throw a splash potion of invisibility and then kill it. There was one that was actually incredibly difficult to do. Where is it? Monster Hunter, another issue because you had to remember what you had killed. Dungeon Crawler, we've updated the pack, which I'll cover in a second. But silverfish now work. They don't kill everything, so that's a very nice thing as well. There we go, a taste of your own medicine. That was a complete nightmare to complete. It took a long time to figure out how to complete it. I believe in vanilla Minecraft, this is basically just throw a splash potion of poison at a witch. In our pack, it is to kill a witch with a splash potion, which is incredibly difficult. And I think it was a splash potion of harming. We basically just sat there, Zazra and I, hitting a witch until she was at less than 2.5 hearts, and then just spammed a bunch of splash potions at her. It took quite a while. It took a lot of potions to actually get it to work. Because it kind of looked like every time we threw a potion she would be healing, so I was like, okay, splash potion of healing it is, and she'd heal from that. And then she is fire resistant, so you can't use that, and I think she can't take potion damage after a set amount of time after taking like potion damage. Really weird to do, but we got it. Enchanting is complete. Master Enchanter, probably the hardest one there. We had to get everyone. I think we were missing one. We had like Thorns 2 but not Thorns 3, something silly like that, something really minor, but it got done. Picking up a diamond ore block was harder than expected, but still easy. The issue there is because we've got the emerald boots on, we get sort of fortune on everything we do, so even using a silk touch pick gives you diamonds. So it was just a thing of taking the boots off and then mining it again. It wasn't really an issue. Building's done. Nothing too terrible in there. These things were a bit of a pain. So it's making all 16 colors worth of concrete powder, and then turning it into terracotta, as well as the normal terracotta like color variants. And I'm sure there's one for wool, there's one for glass. It's not difficult. It just takes a lot of steps to get you there. That's all. I don't think anything else in here was really that difficult. Raise a flag was really easy because we have the pirate ship, so we just grabbed one of their flags, put it down. Nice and easy. Adventure is complete. The hardest one in there, as always, is adventure time. So discovering every biome in the game. We had to go a few thousand blocks to get to a couple of them, but it was done. The notch apple. I don't know if I got my notch apple back. Oh, so there's 2 achievements that you need the notch apple for. One is the overpowered, where you just have to hold it, and the other is consuming all food types. You actually have to consume the notch apple in that one. So luckily I had 2 from my adventures, so I gave one to Zaz and I ate mine, he ate the other one. The other one is the post-mortal is dying while you have the I can't even remember what this guy is, the totem is called. Oh, Totem of Undying, it's on my screen. So a mod allows you to put this in your bauble slot, and it turns out you still die when you have it in your bauble slot. You actually have to be, you still need it in your offhand like you do in vanilla. So that was a little bit annoying, and yeah, it didn't take long, but we got it. We got it done. Twilight Forest, we've not really been back to. We got to the Yurgast, if you remember in the previous videos. We haven't really touched on anything else beyond this yet. There are plans to do that shortly. And the quest ram, I can't find a quest ram. I've been through, it's a 1,005, like every map in the Twilight Forest is a 1,500 blocks wide. I've been through 3 of those so far and not found a single quest ram. And I have all of the wool ready. It's in my backpack. Potions, very easy one. We did cheat with this, the Furious Cocktail. Yeah, we gave ourselves that one just because we couldn't really figure out a nice way of doing it. It is a nightmare of a kind of like of an advancement to get. There is the alternative, which is giving yourself every potion effect at a different time. So we did do this one legitimately, and once that was done, we just kind of gave ourselves that with a command, not gonna lie about it. So yeah, that's what we've been doing. Here's all the wool for the questing ram. Like I said, ready for it, just can't find it. Now I do want to do one more thing before we end the episode, because we're probably at about 25 minutes now, so I won't keep you too much longer. And I mentioned that the pack's been updated. One of the big things that has come into the pack that I've been waiting for since day one are Nano Beacons. These things are fantastic. They're basically like advanced vanilla beacons. So what we do, if I go to environmental tech, it's not a T, you can build a beacon construct. Now it is a very, very different thing to build. Looking at tier 6, you need, obviously you need to craft the actual beacon, which is not the easiest of things to do. Several steps to it. Nothing in here is ridiculously hard, but to get the tier 6, you then need 140 of the tier 6 structure frame blocks, which is these, and they're like ridiculous because you need 140 of every tier and you have to upgrade each of them. I have a whole list of things that's needed for it. It's something like 916 iron, 850 redstone, 840 flint, 560 ender pearls, 490 nether stars. Yeah, it's going to take a while. It also takes 28 structure blocks, which are, oh, I didn't know they were clear structure. Interesting. Ah, that's kind of cool. Structure blocks, just random blocks that go in there and they produce a space. And then on top of that, it's 24 modifier blocks that you can add. So for example, you could add a creative flight modifier, but I have disabled that in the pack just to stick with the bauble ring and angel rings that we have going. But you can do like a haste modifier, so you permanently have haste, strength, so all your normal stuff, your jump beacons, regen, which is a nice one, and you can do multiple tiers of it as well, so I need to do this in testing. One of the other things, the fire resistance is great, water breathing is lovely, invisibility, night vision I will obviously use. Health boost is not working, I don't know why. Saturation is working. Oh, I didn't think that one was. Interesting. Oh, the absorption one's not working. Does that take? No. So saturation, yeah, this might be a way around food. I think if you have 2 or 3 of these going, you never need to eat again, which is great as long as you have power. Glowing, normal thing, luck gives you fortune all the time. So there's loads of things in here, and you do get multiple levels, and the higher your beacon level, the more of these you can put in, and the higher level of these you can put in. So like if you wanted regen 2, for example, you've got to use, it's either 2 or 3 of these modifiers in the beacon. Yeah, we'll come to that hopefully in the next episode. Before that though, we are going to need to power the beacons. So I've gone and crafted a whole bunch of stuff to get us ready to hopefully make a power cell. which is here. So we have one advanced power cell at the moment. It's fairly easy to craft. Lapis, iron, gold, with some diamond, redstone, and quartz gives you a simple one that you upgrade to a normal power cell, that you upgrade to an advanced one with infused diamonds, which is just the dimensional shard around diamonds. You don't have to do this. It just gives you faster power transfer, which is why I'm going that way. But something that was added quite late into the pack, before beacons came out, I've added a way to get the creative power cell. The reason for it is if you've got a tier 6 power cell in this pack, you're never gonna, you will never use the power it generates. It generates too much of it. So instead of having this really large multi-block cell, I figured we can just have a single block, and it makes it a little bit easier to just put it on the side somewhere out the way. We can still build a large sort of solar panel if we want, but it's just nicer keeping it out. So let's get started on this. We do have hopefully everything to do it. I just need to actually open a crafting table, and let's see if we can craft our way through everything. I'm going to be really disappointed if I haven't got it, because it's taken a while to figure out what I did and didn't need, but we're looking pretty good. So there's tier 6. And with tier 6, we need some unstable ingots. I've got the 3 Atheum solar cells over there. Now this, I'm really not looking forward to. So anyone that doesn't know how this works is you get a unstable ingot from Extra Utilities 2. Now the second you put this in your inventory, you get a 10-second clock. And when that 10 seconds runs out, if you haven't crafted with it, it explodes and kills you. Or if you close the crafting window, it explodes and kills you. So you have to craft whatever you needed to craft with it straight away. And yeah, shift clicking becomes a bit tricky. So let's give this a go. Let's pull those out, do this. You can see they're all flashing red. There we go, creative power cell. Yay, that wasn't too bad really. Now, next thing, we need to place one of these down wherever we're gonna put it. I'm just gonna put it here for now. Oh, and I didn't get the advancement. Oh well. First things first is, we have to link. Oh. You normally have to link. Why is it not linking? Okay, let's place you down and see what happens. Oh, interesting. Why are they not linking? Link ID 2 is there. Link ID 3. Great. Okay. Let's clear you and we'll put you in this bottom. So putting it in the top one creates the ID, and then putting in the bottom one sort of copies it to the second card. And then if we put this in there. Sorry, shift clicking. So we're back to ID 2 and we put it in the top. They should now link together, and this is getting power from this one, and we can use this wherever we want. Something I do want to test just before we end the episode is what do I want to put in there? A moving one? No. I actually want the other one that's got a little arrow on it. Yeah, displacement wand. This is the one I want to try. So if I put this in here, it gets fully charged up and we can start using wands. Yes! And what I'm curious about, so the way this works, sorry, I'm like extending the episode so much. But if I remember correctly, that should, yeah, it's kind of like a portable piston, which is great. Now, what I'm curious about is what happens when you do it on a dragon egg. Oh, it just moves it. Oh, that's disappointing. I was really hoping that would drop it as like it would if it were a, can't even think of the word right now, a piston pushing it. I wonder if we do this, because I want to get rid of this dragon egg. Let's get rid of you. And we push you. There is a way of adjusting the size, but I can't remember what it is. Oh. Nope, I can't remember. Is this going to be a problem? Yes, it is. Okay. Let's get rid of that. At least we got the dragon egg. I'll just repair this in a second. But there we go. I think we'll call that the end of the episode. I hope you've enjoyed, and until next week, take care. Bye-bye.